Welcome everyone to Salem, Virginia. Today we crown the national champion in Division III women's soccer, and the two teams that finished 1 and 2 in the final regular season rankings will square off for the title. Number 1, Washington University in St. Louis, the defending champions, taking on their UAA rivals, number 2, Emory. Jeremy Franklin alongside Monica Moore. Glad to have you with us. Donald J. Kerr Stadium here on the Roanoke College campus. Two very memorable semifinals involving 3 UAA teams plus Tufts from the NESCAC, and we end up with an all-conference matchup in the title game.
The WashU Chicago game was an instant classic, a 1-1 tie. After overtime, it went to 14 rounds of PKs for WashU to win. Meanwhile, for Emory, taking advantage on the counterattacks, using their speed to defeat a very strong Tufts team.
We'll show you some of the action from Thursday's semi-final round. WashU, which has not lost a game since the national championship in 2023, did fall behind early. This great goal from Annabelle Edwards of U Chicago.
Annabelle Edwards, only a first year, getting involved in the attack. Perfect placement on the shot. And a big moment in the young career of Annabelle Edwards. But another first year would hit the crossbar. Monica Morales-Martinez on the pass. It is Ella Caleno with the goal, and all of a sudden we are tied up 1-1. It would go to penalty kicks. Cassidy Lanthier would make the save. Jaden Ailing would have the game-winning PK, and WashU advances.
Not just a shootout, but 14 rounds of penalties in that epic semifinal. Emory beat Tufts 3-0. The game was much more competitive than that. However, the Eagles' offense was on point.
It absolutely was. Michaela Camp continued her brilliance. 2 goals, an absolute wonder strike here to seal the deal for Emory. Madison Tang, also a tremendous goal. The Eagles triumphant over Tufts.
So WashU and Emory squaring off. It's the second national championship game appearance for the Eagles. They lost in the final back in 2012. WashU is in it for the 3rd straight year and the 6th time overall, seeking their 3rd national championship. It was cold, cloudy, frigid for the men's semifinals yesterday. The sun has been peeking out today. Temperatures in the upper 30s expected to climb into the mid 40s. Let's run through the starting lineups for you. We'll begin with WashU. You see Cassidy Lanthier in goal, but Jim Conlon making 3 changes in the outfield. Olivia Clemens, Monica Morales-Martinez, and Jaden Ailing, who was a hero in the shootout, but who did not play in regulation or the overtimes, in along with Sophie Viskovich, Kira Smizer, Ella Caleno, Casey Carl, Addie Soroka, Grace Ehlert, and Kate Martin. The Bears not afraid to shake things up here in the championship.
And Jaden Ailing just ran over to Jim Conlon over on the sideline, getting a couple more words from her head coach. What a dramatic moment for Ailing, who is always ready to come in and make a difference. There is
Sophia Garcia, the starting goalkeeper for Emory. No changes for Sue Patberg's team. The rest of the lineup: Madison Tang, Michelle Davidson, Caitlin Ogilvie, Emory Bazzuti, Michaela Camp, Sophia Asiain, Claudia Schmidt, Caitlin Nimmer, Jessica Nastasi, and Riley Miller. Camp and Tang stole the show with their goal-scoring abilities on Thursday, but there are 2 other All-Americans in that Emory lineup.
Caitlin Nemmer has been tremendous all season long. Very well deserved that she was just named a first-team All-American. Sophia Garcia, the goalkeeper, a third-team All-American. The one thing we know about these 2 teams and that it takes to get to this national final is you have to have the depth.
Emory in navy, WashU in white as we are underway in the title game. There's an early touch for Jaden Ailing. These teams played in late October in Atlanta, and that was a 2-1 WashU win, the regular season UAA game. Grace Ehlert scored early. Caitlin Nimmer equalized early in the second half. Olivia Clemens had the game winner, assisted by the goalkeeper, Cassidy Lanthier, with about 9 minutes to go.
And Olivia Clemens is already wreaking havoc out on the field, bringing the ball up into the offensive third. It's going to be a free kick coming up for the Bears from a good spot on the field. And we know one thing that's very important for WashU is they want to get on the scoreboard first. It's going to be Morales-Martinez over the ball.
Our referee today, Estefania Estrada, directing that 3-player Emory wall back toward the top of the 18. The assistant referees, Emma Elwell and Catherine Koenig, and the 4th official is Amy Ballbeer.
And we saw Morales-Martinez take several of these set-piece chances. She has a fantastic strike on the ball, really good on the delivery. Such a talented young player.
The distance, the angle here, maybe a chance to put one on frame in just the second minute. Morales-Martinez, that was always rising. But the early free kick certainly looked dangerous there for WashU.
It did, and it showed you what's going to be one of the biggest storylines of this game, which is the speed of Olivia Clemens and her ability to dribble through the defense with her technical skill. I think with this change in the starting lineup by Jim Conlon, he's hoping to get her on the ball quite a bit early on. Again, she is a dynamic goal scorer, although she typically comes off the bench. 17 goals and 5 assists on the season for Clemens.
After scoring 22 as a freshman, and this is her third career start. Normally so effective as a substitute. But certainly if you watch the game on Thursday, the impact that she and Morales-Martinez had in particular, no surprise to see them in the 11 here today. Two teams that will play different styles of soccer as well. WashU and Chicago, both possession-based teams. That was the battle on Thursday. Emory likes to hit on the counterattack. Tufts at times had a lot more of the ball on Thursday. But the Eagles scored 3 great goals. That's Michelle Davidson, the UAA Defensive Player of the Year, slowing down Olivia Clemens.
And she is also a first-team All-American. That's going to be a great matchup here today between Michelle Davidson and Olivia Clemens. A big part of Michelle Davidson's assignment is to try to keep Olivia Clemens in check because, again, where Clemens has evolved her game this year, she's not just a goal scorer. She is a fantastic distributor. She can get other players involved offensively. She's very creative. And so a matchup of first-team All-Americans is going to be a great one in this contest.
Thank you for checking my math there, by the way. I said 2 All-Americans in the Emory lineup. Of course, it's 3. Somehow managed to forget about Michelle Davidson, but nobody who's had to try to score goals against the Eagles the last couple of seasons has forgotten number 5.
She is tremendous on the back line. It's the timing and the composure. She's 5'11", so she has that height. She's very good in the air. She can disrupt in the set-piece defense. Such a special player. She's just the second player in Emory program history to be a multi-time conference player of the year selectee, and that tells you how difficult the conference is in the UAA.
Here's one of the other All-Americans, Caitlin Nimmer, going to work against Kira Smizer, one of the 2 Iowa transfers who are in the lineup today for WashU, the other being the goalkeeper, Cassidy Lanthier. That ball had crossed the line, so it's a goal kick coming up for Lanthier.
That's really good defense by Kira Smizer. She did exceptionally well on Thursday defensively. She's just a smart, savvy defensive player, uses her body very well, locks down the left side, which means she is often dealing with one of her opponent's best attackers all game long.
Through ball from Ailing for Kaleno to chase. That's cleaned up by one of the other veterans on the Emory defense, the junior Jessica Nastasi.
We talked about her a lot on Thursday as well. One big reason Emory has had so much success is their back line. They don't give up a lot of goals. They've only allowed 7 on the year, and this is how lightning quick they can get up the field. We saw this all game long on Thursday. It is their pace that makes so many of these big plays work.
Morales-Martinez just tapping that behind away from Bazzuti off the corner kick. It's driven in by Siain. Cleared out by WashU, and now it's Clemens into the open field.
Great defense by Casey Carl.
Clemens running right at the Emory back line. As support arriving, she'll take it herself. Deflected strike ends up being fairly comfortable for Garcia.
She opts to take that opportunity instead of waiting for the reinforcements. I think we'll see Olivia Clemens do lots of different things today. She's gotten better with the hold-up play, and again, she's very dynamic in the open field. But credit Emory, they got back defensively. We've talked a lot about Michelle Davidson, but Caitlin Ogilvie has stepped into this back line for the Eagles as well. She was tremendous on Thursday. She's a very big part of everything they're doing defensively right now, and she's going to be critical on the afternoon.
Had started several games early this season and earlier in her career, but inserted when Jamie Frith got hurt in the sectional weekend at Washington and Lee a couple of weeks ago. And again, Emory changing the field, changing the point of attack, and creating some problems for WashU. Another set piece, albeit this one a long ways out.
And WashU's prepared for this. They understand Emory's style of play, but no matter how much film you watch, and even though you've played against it, it's very hard to simulate this in practice in terms of what they do, their pace, how quickly they switch the field. It is really impressive just how dynamic they are.
It was a good header out by Addie Soroka. It almost led to another Bears counterattack. We've seen WashU on the break a couple of times already, looking to give the Eagles a taste of their own medicine.
What a savvy play by Michaela Camp, knocking the ball off the defender so her team maintains possession in their attacking third. She is so smart with everything that she does.
Has really come back to life in the goal-scoring column in the last 3 games. She has 5 goals. Cross goes behind for a WashU goal kick, just over 7.5 minutes in.
But we talked about this on Thursday. The thing about Michaela Camp, even though she was in that goal-scoring slump for quite some time, she was still doing so many important things out on the field. And that's what you have to realize as a player, is even if you're not the player scoring the goals or even assisting the goals, there's so much more you can do defensively and in terms of facilitation and just making the smart heads-up plays, which we have already seen Michaela Camp do today.
Zuni did well to win the ball, but gave it away here to the one player you don't want to give it to. That's Clemens. Again, Emory has things covered. It looks like in the back. Nastasi does keep that off the feet of number 9.
But great job by Kira Smizer pressing forward to try to help her team maintain possession, showing tremendous speed. Number 6 in white.
Does get called for the foul there. Caught a little bit of Nimmer.
Take another look here again. Because she was pushing forward with so much speed, I think she couldn't quite stop herself on the collision. But I like that from Smizer, pressing forward, trying to get numbers into the attacking space and to hang on to possession.
Throwing one by Madison Tang, looking in for Camp. Trying to find some space here, not a lot being granted, and Soroka takes her off the ball. Win for WashU. Their 3rd straight against Emory. The Bears are 9-1 in their last 10 meetings in the series. And they've won back-to-back games in Atlanta. Also beat Coach Pat Berg's team 2-1 in 2024.
But it has been close the past 2 meetings, and that's what we expect here today. Very different styles, but both teams are so comfortable in their identities, the things that they do well. You're not going to see them switch up too much based on their opponents because they are so good at what they do.
Nimmer didn't quite have the angle to make that pass. Casey Carl cuts it out.
Nice ball by Colino.
Just that header down toward the feet of Clemens. So far, Emory has watched the Bears star striker pretty well in the first 10 minutes.
They have, and at times she's tried to force things just a little bit. She's trying to do a lot for the Bears. Again, WashU really wanting to get that early first goal, understanding how dangerous these counterattacks are from Emory. They can score lightning fast, as everyone in the UAA knows.
There was a stretch early in the second half of Thursday's semifinal where I thought Tufts was really dominating the game. Sofia Garcia made a huge save. It was still 1-0 at the time. And then boom, boom, those outstanding strikes from Tang and Camp. And it was lights out for the Jumbos. Nimmer, look at the speed to catch up to this ball. Whips in. A bit of a shot cross there that's claimed by Lanthier.
But a really good play by Caitlin Nimmer. You understand why she has gotten all the accolades that she has received. She's a player who wants this so badly for her team. She puts a lot of pressure on herself to deliver because she knows how important this is for her teammates.
33 goals, 21 assists already for the junior from Northern Virginia. 5 goals, 5 assists in 12 career NCAA tournament matches. The Eagles back in the national semifinals for the 2nd straight year. They lost in that round to William Smith in Las Vegas last season. The Bears beat the Herons in the title game. And now Emory making it all the way through to the championship.
That was a great ball forward. a little too much pace on it, but it was the right idea. Once again, trying to capitalize on the pace of Michaela Camp over on the left side. That might have been Bizzuti on that ball forward. And that really is quite a combination for Emory when you have Bizzuti and Michaela Camp trying to link up over on the left.
And oh, by the way, who's hanging out on the opposite side? If you mark them up well enough,
that's exactly right.
All-American Caitlin Nimmer.
But again, when you get to the national final, all players out on the field are dangerous. They are good at what they do. You really can't cheat away from anyone because the talent level is so high. And goodness, the work rate of Caitlin Nimmer, the decisions she makes, the quality on the passes. She is just a special player for the Eagles.
One back here by Smizer. Up the line for Kaleno with Ogilvie chasing, and Ogilvie, great sliding tackle.
That's what we've been talking about with Caitlin Ogilvie. She gets overshadowed sometimes when you think about Michelle Davidson, you think about Jessica Nastasi, but Caitlin Ogilvie is a tremendous player, and we have seen that all tournament long. Great timing. You have to be so precise when you go for that slide tackle. And Caitlin Ogilvie making it look easy, but it is not.
Asiain draws the foul. Free kick for Emory here in the 14th minute.
Really even start to this matchup between these two teams. Emory getting on the ball quite a bit, having a lot of time of possession, not just relying on quick counters. Another good opportunity here for Madison Tang.
Service a little bit too close to the goalkeeper. And certainly the Eagles counterattacking works really well for them, but they are capable of playing multiple different styles. You don't win 21 games if you're one-dimensional, and that's where the Eagles are here as they reach the championship.
Well, and you understand you can't be predictable when you are playing a conference rival who you've already seen earlier in the year. You want to do things just a little differently. Switch things up slightly.
Here's Tang winding up. Bounces right into the arms of Lanthier, but you never want to give Madison Tang that kind of space.
You don't, and I really love how she's asserting herself throughout her career. At times, she's had a tendency to be a little more quiet, and she has really spoken up very loudly as of late. I love how involved she's been, even after that free kick where she got a little too much pace on it. She's the player that wins the ball back in the middle of the field with her head. It's just so much quality by Madison Tang.
She almost seemed stunned when we were praising her during the press conference after the semifinal win on Thursday night. But certainly the goals she scored and all the other things she does in the midfield, so impressive. That cross in from Bizzuti. Lanthier starting to touch the ball quite a bit here.
Because Emory's starting to get some good attacking moments. Now, they're taking a lot of these shots from distance, and they are very much in the wheelhouse of Cassidy Lanthier. But the more opportunities you give the Eagles, and we've seen their capability to strike the ball and place it in a perfect spot. The goal by Madison Tang on Thursday hit the post and went in.
Chipped forward by Kaleno. A little bit of room for Clemens. Closed down so fast by Claudia Schmidt.
We haven't even talked that much about Claudia Schmidt yet, but she's another integral part of this defense for Emory. Has started so many contests for the Eagles. Second team all UAA.
More of the ball here for WashU. That crossover hit, though, and bounces harmlessly to Garcia. Emory trying to build out of the back. Nimmer has already dropped pretty deep a couple of times to get on the ball. Martin and Asiain battle. Heavy touch by Clemens. Asiain recovering. That would have been a corner, though, asked to play it out across the touchline.
Smart play, though. Really good composure on the ball not to give up that corner.
First substitution of the match being made by WashU here, and it's Cami Colpitz who I thought had an excellent second half plus overtime against UChicago on Thursday. She's coming in.
Cami Colpitz, particularly on the left side, so dynamic and a really timely entry to get her in, as this throw will be on the left side of the field, but a very experienced player. We expected to see her fairly early on. She's such a great story in terms of how in the beginning of her career she had more of a role coming in off the bench, has worked her way into not just being a starter, but a very important contributor. 8 goals, 3 assists on the year so far.
Making those changes, bringing those players into the lineup means you have to drop somebody. Left 3 very talented starters from Thursday on the bench in Colpitz, Allie Goulding, and Maddie Foley. But no one's really going to feel sorry for Jim Conlon when he has to make those kinds of decisions.
Such a luxury. And you see, and that's going to be an easy foul right in front of the official. You see just how dangerous Olivia Clemens is, and no matter where she is out on the field, she draws a lot of attention.
I think that's an outstanding foul by Ogilvie, because you saw the 2 other WashU players who were wide open, one in the center, one on the right side. If she lets Clemens go by, the Eagles might have been in trouble.
But you see WashU, after Emory has had some good time of possession, now looking to capitalize a little bit. They're going to possess, work the ball around. We saw them do this on Thursday and try to possess for a little bit in their attacking third. Michaela Camp has other ideas.
Just when it seemed like WashU was starting to assert itself in this match, Camp wins the ball, and Emory will have it near midfield.
And this is what we're talking about with Michaela Camp, because she is not just an offensive player. She plays very good, tenacious defense. It's a nice idea, but Addie Soroka was back defensively, really keeping her shape, not allowing anything dangerous there.
19th minute. No score so far, just 1 shot on target. That was a relatively routine save for Lanthier.
It's a good ball by Tang.
It's Bazzuti onto an edge of the 18. Still Bazzuti trying to drag that back into the 6. She had Nimmer making the run, and it's picked up by Lanthier.
You're exactly right. She just didn't get the angle on the pass. So it was a fairly easy save for Lanthier, but it shows you the bread and butter for Emory, how good they are on those quick counters.
Clemens into the corner for Kaleno. More support arriving here for WashU. Kaleno's cross blocked by Davidson. And Grace Ehlert, another All-American and 2-time All-Tournament performer at WashU's disposal, lets that go behind for a corner.
So smart by Ehlert. She shields the defensive player so they can't attempt to kick that ball out the sideline. So it will be a corner kick coming up for Kira Smizer. Grace Ehlert, she rarely makes a mistake. She is just so smart with everything that she does. Another All-American, 3rd team, just honored for WashU.
Garcia and the Eagle defense getting ready here for the first Bears corner. Smizer, who scored directly from a corner in the regular season game against Chicago, which was a 1-1 draw, just like officially the semifinal match ended up as. Smizer, it's a good service. Garcia got just enough of it. The danger not completely done. And finally, the Eagles clear it outside of the 18.
That's a really good play by Sofia Garcia. It was a dangerous service by Kira Smizer. And Garcia understanding she needed to get to this ball first, because this was really well placed on the service by Kira Smizer.
That might very well have been curling into the goal if not for the intervention by Emory's All-American keeper.
Sofia Garcia, just all season long, she has owned that position back in net. She wants to be the player making the huge save. She has played with so much confidence on the season. And Sue Patberg will tell you she makes the saves she should make, and she makes the saves that keep her team in the game. And I think that play that she just had right there would be one in the latter category, because it was a really good service by Smizer that could have been very dangerous if it had not been for the decisive action by Sofia Garcia.
Tackle from Soroka to take it off the feet of Bizzuti. Ehlert almost expected to hear the whistle there. She got entangled up with Madison Tang. Evidently no foul either way, just to play on. And that's well won by Bizzuti.
Bizzuti has been very impactful early on.
Camp plays it early for Caitlin Nimmer. Holds up play just outside the box. Now it's Madison Tang ripping one in. Tang again delivers a great strike, and Emory claims the lead here in the national championship.
But you also have to give so much credit to Nimmer on this play. She was so smart and composed on the ball with fantastic technical skill. This is why she's a first-team All-American. The great decision-making, and Madison Tang is coming into her own, playing with so much confidence. It starts with Emory Bizzuti, the great ball forward. And now take a look at this, just the fantastic skill, composure on the ball, slipping it through to Tang, the placement, the brilliant strike. I believe that's left-footed. Let's take another look. It is a left-footed strike for Madison Tang.
Second goal of the weekend, 8th of the season for Madison Tang, who has been in the starting lineup for 36 consecutive matches now. And Nimmer already with 6 career NCAA tournament assists. The goal coming just shy of the midway point of the first half.
And it is fascinating because Emory has controlled a lot of the possession in this game. It's been a little different, but they are showing that they're comfortable scoring in so many different ways. That was a bit of a counterattack that quickly got up the field off the foot of Emory Bizzuti, who's not going to get credit for it in the box score, but she was hugely impactful on that play.
Amy Reifert from the University of Chicago calls those silent assists. When you're involved in the build-up, don't get anything on the stat sheet. And a great team goal by Emory. And WashU will have to fight for behind again.
But when you have a player like Olivia Clemens, there is no reason to panic. She has touched the ball a number of times in the contest. But once again, the quick counter, great idea, but just could not get that ball forward to Michaela Camp.
It was Asiain trying to release. But WashU had things covered. 22 minutes left now, first half. And it was an even earlier goal for U Chicago, setting WashU behind on Thursday.
And right now, WashU just looking to possess a little bit. And again, this is what we saw them do after U Chicago scored their early goal on Thursday. So remember that WashU, they're no strangers to being down in games. They had to deal with that on Thursday. And they are so composed, very disciplined. Look at Nimmer's speed.
Trouble ended there by the assertive goalkeeping of Lanthier. Outstanding tackle from Riley Miller, who's moved up from central defense back to the number 6 spot that she had played previously in her career. Miller started that sequence for Emory.
And it is the one thing that WashU is going to have to be very careful about, these quick counters, because you see how quickly Asiain can push the ball up the field. Bizzuti, Tang at times, Camp, Nimmer. They are all very dialed into the game plan and the strengths of this team. They understand what it takes to be successful. Look at Nastasi.
Leads to Nimmer, playing it forward to Camp. Camp calls her own number from a long way out and hits the crossbar. Oh my.
If I were Michaela Camp, I would call my own number frequently as well, because she just has a fantastic strike on the ball. A good curling ball by Michaela Camp. Just some magical shots that we have seen from her in this NCAA tournament.
The Eagles clearly on the front foot right now. How many times do you see the game being taken to WashU? Nastasi the step, and it leads to Camp coming inches short of making it 2-0.
Take a look at this strike. Just fantastic placement. It's curling, it's dipping down. just a little too high on the execution, but it is a brilliant take by a brilliant player. Michaela Camp, when you think about this NCAA tournament, had 3 goals during sectionals, 2 goals on Thursday. She has been almost unstoppable, and the scoring rampage is continuing.
Unlucky that time. I think that might have been an even better hit than the goal she scored in the second half against Tufts.
Well, if you are as competitive and technically good player as Michaela Camp is, you're always going to try to best yourself. And perhaps that is what she was looking to do there.
Maddie Foley is in the game now on the right wing, but the Bears look out of sorts right now with the way Emory has picked up its level in the last 10 minutes or so.
Well, and I think the one thing that Jim Conlon will want to address, he doesn't want plays like the one we just saw where Jessica Nastasi's coming in and she's intercepting that ball, winning that 50-50 chance. Because that is where Emory can be so dangerous on these attacking counters. And it could very easily be 2-0 right now if that shot by Michaela Camp had been just a little lower.
Ball over the top, cleared away by Davidson. WashU did have a bit of a slower start against UChicago, not just the early goal for the Maroons, but their passing was not crisp in the opening minutes. Ehlert does win it back here. Clemens wriggles through. Here she comes, Olivia Clemens. Sofia Garcia does enough to keep it out.
And frankly, this is a play where the height of Sofia Garcia, I think, helps you. She's 5'9" on the roster, and she gets this extra elevation on the jump. This is a very well-placed ball from Clemens, and if it weren't for the intervention from Garcia, I think that is in the back of the net. Sofia Garcia showing the athleticism. That is twice now where Sofia Garcia has made some important interventions to keep WashU from scoring.
The chance almost out of nowhere for WashU. Ehlert winning the ball back, putting it on a platter there for Clemens, whose next goal will already be the 40th in her career, just a sophomore. Here's the WashU corner. Two-fisted punch out by Garcia.
Another nice play by Garcia. Didn't want to risk bobbling that on the catch, so she punches it away. WashU still with possession, but from distance.
Foley forward for Ehlert, surrounded by 3 Eagles, and Asiain takes the ball away.
And you see Nimmer already sprinting forward on the counter. Got too heavy of a touch there, but this is what we're talking about with Emory and how dangerous they are on the quick counters.
Kept in by Nastasi. Cleaned up here by Carl, and now Kolpitz.
It's really been a fantastic start for the Eagles. They've just picked up right where they left off from Thursday, and you would have to say that that contest against Tufts, I think, gave them a lot of confidence. In the early moments, there were some moments where Tufts looked like the better team. Tufts possessed the ball quite a bit early on in the second half. It did not matter for Emory.
Addie Soroka playing with fire there, almost had her pocket picked by Camp, who thought she was fouled.
Now you see Casey Carl looking to be that steadying presence for WashU like she has been throughout the entirety of her career. Emory just keeps winning these balls. It has been very impressive, whether it's Tang, whether it's Asiain, whether it's Camp, Nastasi.
Crossed in by Emily Woodall, one of the substitutes for the Eagles. Gathered in by Lanthier. Wide open game right now, 30th minute. Eagles have the lead. Another brilliant strike for Madison Tang.
There's a lot of movement over on the sideline for Sue Patberg right now. We'll see if she opts to make any more lineup changes as we are quickly approaching the under 15-minute mark. But I think that her team has executed the game plan to perfection so far. Have really dictated in a lot of this game, and they have been very good defensively, as we have seen right there. And we are going to get a call, though, with a foul and a free kick coming up from a good spot.
Yeah, Michelle Davidson was holding on to Olivia Clemens for about 20 yards there. She get a look at Coach Pat Berg. went over 400 career wins at the end of the regular season. Over 250 of those have come with her team from Atlanta. So no advantage developing as Clemens was being grabbed onto. And here's the latest set piece for WashU.
It's going to be Smizer again over the ball. They really like her delivery.
Good depth. It is headed on by Martin, going wide and scooped up there by Garcia.
Martin did well to get a piece of that, just didn't get enough pace on it to truly be dangerous against a goalkeeper the caliber of Sofia Garcia.
Claudia Schmidt picks out Asiain. Nimmer wants it. Smizer reads it. And serves it quickly. And Clemens, flag is staying down here. Olivia Clemens from the top of the box, and Garcia down quickly to smother the shot.
Oh my goodness, another wonderful save by Sofia Garcia. Olivia Clemens gets some good pace on this ball, and a lot of goalkeepers might have mishandled this, but just a very confident grab by Sofia Garcia. Again, take a look at the amount of pace. Great touch there by Clemens, but that is a ball that was moving with a lot of force. That is a big play by Sofia Garcia. It could very easily be level right now, but Sofia Garcia has done very well in the opening moments.
Second official save for the senior. Nimmer. That's well done by Smizer to win the ball and win the free kick.
She's been very good. Again, she has a difficult defensive assignment today. Her main job is trying to keep Caitlin Nimmer in check, which is difficult to do. And Kira Smizer has not just done well defensively, she's taken a lot of the set pieces with very good service. She's making good decisions. She's played very cleanly. Really like what we've seen out of the junior this afternoon.
Asiain and Martin do battle, and the Emory freshman wins the ball, plays it up the line for Nimmer. Needs to hold it up for just a moment now. Here comes the cavalry. Nimmer from the edge of the box toward the back post. And we have an Emory foul inside the 18. So that will end the latest Eagles threat on the counter.
It's a really good crossing ball by Caitlin Nimmer, but even better defense by WashU. I believe that was Goulding on the defensive play. Just had the right positioning. Ellie Goulding, who came in off the bench today. He's just a player that understands this system for WashU, works extremely hard out on the field.
I'm sure there were some tough conversations with Goulding and Colpitz and Foley after starting in the semifinal, knowing they'd be coming off the bench today. But when we were at the postgame press conference for WashU, Jada Nailing was there after serving as one of the heroes in the penalty shootout. You're always ready if you're competing on a team at this level, at this stage of the season, whether that role means starting, coming off the bench, coming in cold in the shootout like Ailing did on Thursday.
Well, and it's really been a theme of this tournament. We heard Tufts men's head coach yesterday, Kyle Desatel, talking about how he had one of his best players on the bench for the last 20 minutes of the game, that players just understand at this point that a national championship is on the line, and the vast majority of players, if not all of them, are willing to do what it takes for their team to win at this level. And so while they may have been difficult conversations, I think that the coaches that we have in this tournament have really established those types of relationships with their players, that they understand that there is a reason for it, whether it's different matchups, whether it's different things that the coaches have seen on film, or just trying to have a little bit of the element of surprise.
Just spend a little bit of time around either of these programs, and we could say the same thing about Chicago and Tufts. Such great culture, such great chemistry, playing soccer at a very high level, very high academic level at all four of the institutions that qualified for championship weekend. Doing things the right way, that's the wording that Jim Conlon uses to talk about the UAA, and he included Tufts in that statement. Free kick coming up for the Bears inside the final 10 minutes of the first half, chasing the game. Thanks in part to a great goal from Tang and 2 excellent saves from that player, Sofia Garcia.
But credit WashU because they continue to create these dangerous chances. They've won a number of free kicks, a couple of corner kicks. They are really battling. And again, they don't get flustered. They're so well coached. They're very disciplined. They've been in these moments. Viskovic over, along with Goulding. I mean, what a luxury to have a player like Sophie Viskovic to take this.
It is struck in by Viskovic, bouncing around just out of the reach of Foley as it was played back through the 18. You haven't really called the name of Sophie Viskovic much in the first half, but another standout fourth-team All-American for this Bear squad.
And she is someone who really can change things up in terms of the midfield. We saw her do that at times on Thursday when it felt like Chicago was dominating.
It's a nice turn by Foley, but not exactly what she was hoping to do with the cross there. Third straight championship game appearance for WashU. They know what it takes to get it done at this level. That's a hard foul as Camp goes down. See our first booking of this national championship game. It looks like Michaela Camp is okay. And a card coming out here to Addie Soroka.
Yeah, really no surprise that that card was coming as we take another look here. It's a really good play by Michaela Camp. And what you have to understand about Michaela Camp, she's listed at 5'2" on the roster, yet she's getting up in the air, making plays. I really love the heart and the fire of Michaela Camp, and this is going to be a good opportunity for Madison Tang.
That is just the 12th yellow card of the season for WashU. Emory has only picked up 14. Both of these teams play so well. They can play physically without going over the top and having their names taken.
Again, it's the discipline.
Sprayed in by Tang. You could see the set play there with Michelle Davidson making the run toward the near post.
It was well orchestrated. You can tell they practiced that one. That's one of the options that is a bit of a go-to for Emory. Just could not quite control it for Michelle Davidson.
I think the offside flag might have been up anyway. Davidson, as good as she is on the defensive end, can contribute offensively as well. 4 goals, 4 assists throughout her career. A little dicey for a moment there for WashU with some of the big weapons for Emory lurking. That'll go out for a Bears throw-in.
So a little bit of a different look for WashU right now because they don't have Clemens in. So they're going to be trying to use some of their other weapons to really push offensively.
Stoppage here as Emory will make another change and bring in Katie Hungnes, the junior from Wilmette, Illinois. Nimmer will get a break for the final 7 minutes and change here in the first half.
It's been a very good first half for Caitlin Nimmer. She was not on the ball as much on Thursday. It felt like it was a lot of Michaela Camp going up the left side, but today Caitlin Nimmer has been on the ball quite a bit more, and it has really made a big difference for Emory in terms of this contest. Her assist to Madison Tang, that was brilliantly done. Great composure and technical skill over the ball.
Well done by Nastasi to keep that in. Find the feet of Camp. Played away though by Smizer. Here's Kolpitz. Ehlert. Slowed down by Tang as Siayin gets it back. Here's Tang working her way through the WashU midfield. Brings in Nastasi.
Just see great off-ball movement by Emory. Nastasi making that run forward. Some really good effort as well out of Katie Hungnes, who just came into the contest, and she's making runs, trying to create options.
Heidi Fessler, one of the WashU freshmen. Now it's Ehlert up the line to Foley.
It's a fantastic ball by Ehlert.
Into the path of Fessler, cleared out by Ogilvy.
Grace Ehlert just does so much for this WashU team. She's very smart under pressure with her passes. Her vision on the field and what she is able to see in terms of players making runs and what the best opportunity is to make the pass. It is really, really fun to watch her play.
Have a stoppage here. The referee, Estefania Estrada, has noticed maybe some blood on the knee or the leg of Sophia Asiain, the all-UAA freshman in the Emory midfield. So she's got a few seconds to get patched up. 5:41 to play first half, and Emory on top of WashU 1-0 here with the D3 championship on the line.
We should give a massive shout out to the training staffs for the teams and everyone that has done such a good job making sure that the athletes have the medical care. We've had some moments where players have had to leave the field, and I think the training staffs have just been absolutely tremendous. They, to me, are some of the biggest unsung heroes of events like this.
Eagles do have to make a change here. They'll bring on their other Sophia. That's Sophia Cho, also a freshman. Lobbed in by Foley. Tracked down here by Kate Martin. And Estasi just steps in and wins the ball.
She's been very good on the right side. She's made a lot of tackles, some runs forward. Now Hungnes again getting involved, but Casey Carl just continuing to cover so much ground for WashU. Just a steady defensive presence, and you see her out there. She's constantly talking, directing the back line and the teammates in front of her. Casey Carl is a fantastic leader on the field for WashU.
Coach on the field, perhaps. Her dad, a Naismith Hall of Famer, George Carl, longtime NBA coach.
So she certainly gets those leadership qualities from the family tree. But Casey Carl, when you look at her career at WashU, she has done so much, at times a little bit of an unsung hero for WashU, because she just does everything that is asked of her. She does it so well, so selflessly. Doesn't necessarily get all the big accolades, but she's a player that you just feel like WashU has to have out in the lineup.
89th appearance, 76th start for Casey Carl. Barely left the field during the national championship run. Last year logged 1,824 minutes, and that was as a midfielder. Now she's central defender and winning the ball here.
And right now, WashU just trying to possess the ball and get it into their attacking third. Emory has had a lot of time of possession here in this first half. But with what WashU has had, I think they've done very well with it. They've won a lot of set-piece chances. They've really been on the attacking foot. They've tested Sofia Garcia at times.
Eagles hanging on to the lead for now, though. 3.5 minutes left before the break. Off the head of Colpitz. Asiain coming right back on the pitch. Colpitz gets it, and now it's Fessler.
It's a great ball by Cami Colpitz.
Fessler dancing her way into the 18.
Oh.
Dummied through the 6-yard box. A little bit of a back heel action by Ehlert looking for Foley.
She's just a superstar. Oh my goodness. I love to watch her play. I said it before, I'll say it again. It is just so much fun. The quality that Grace Ehlert brings when she is on the field. And this is well done as well by Fessler. What a highlight reel worthy play that would have been if Ehlert had found the back of the net. But again, she's so creative. She's always thinking.
Ehlert 1 goal ahead of Clemens for now in the WashU record book. Both players in the career top 10. There's Camp.
It's a good ball by Camp, just getting it away from pressure.
On for Asiain, 1 touch too many, and Ehlert wins it back. Monica Park seeing some time for the Bears. Somehow gets that on to Kira
Kira Smizer just continuing to be a big focal point over on the left side. She has had a lot to contend with, and again, I think you could not ask for more right now of Kira Smizer in terms of what she's been able to do. And she's playing a big role in the attack as well, getting the ball forward.
That ball had gone out of play. Emory with the throw. Just over 90 seconds left in the first half. Colpitz shields off Asiain, and Bears will get it back.
WashU looking for another good opportunity before this first half is over. Quickly, not wanting to waste any time. It's a nice idea by Martin.
Looking for Foley, played away by Schmidt. The Bears win it back. Good work there by Golding. Ehlert may be caught in between shooting and trying to play a teammate through. Sends it right to Garcia.
Easy play for Sofia Garcia. But that has not always been the case on the opportunities that have come her way. She has made some really big plays in this first half. She's just as big a part of the storyline as Nimmer and Tang.
Had a big collision. Nastasi came charging in, got enough of the ball, but dinged herself up in the process. Needless to say, that would be a massive loss for Emory if this is anything serious.
She got back to her feet fairly quickly, which is a good sign. Happy to see that Jessica Nastasi appears to be okay. We'll try to get a better look at what happened here with the collision. Really, both players just going for the ball, Colpitz and Nastasi, but it looks like both of them are okay.
Drop ball with 35 seconds left. Launched forward by Riley Miller. And away by Soroka. Is there time for one last foray forward here for the Bears? Skips away from Fessler.
Unlucky touch there for WashU. So we'll see what Emory does here. They want to just try to get the ball up the field.
All right, now just concerned with slowing the Bears down. And they've done that well enough to take the lead into halftime. All UAA battle number 1 versus number 2 in the championship game. And another moment of magic from Madison Tang has Emory on top at the break.
She has been sensational in this tournament. And again, Caitlin Nimmer, just this steadying presence, all the attention she draws. She opens other people up. Good things happen when Caitlin Nimmer is on the field.
1-0, the Eagles lead the Bears at the break. Back for more in a bit here on NCAA.com. Welcome back to Kerr Stadium here in Salem, Virginia. Some leftover snow from a few inches that fell overnight on Thursday night. Emory on top of WashU 1-0 at halftime. Jeremy Franklin alongside Monica Moore. The Bears trying to go back-to-back. The Eagles in pursuit of their first ever Women's Soccer National Championship, and it's Emory with the lead. How about the build-up and the end product for this goal?
And a lot of Caitlin Nimmer right here. Good quality on the ball, slips the pass through, and it is a finish by Madison Tang. This is why Caitlin Nimmer is a first-team All-American, and Madison Tang is coming into her own for the Eagles.
Scored an outstanding goal in the semifinal win against Tufts on Thursday as well. It was not the only chance, though. Michaela Camp, who had a brace against the Jumbos, just about made it 2-0.
This was absolutely magical. It was hurling back down, just did not quite bring it in frame, but this is Olivia Clemens, another first-team All-American. An intervention by Sofia Garcia required to shut her down, but Olivia Clemens definitely lived up to every single expectation she had. Both shots on goal for the Bears in the first half, but that matchup between Sofia Garcia and Olivia Clemens was fun to watch.
So Garcia with the denial of Clemens on 2 separate occasions. Goal for Tang, crossbar for Camp. And that is where we stand. Castellan Thieru made those huge saves in the 14-round penalty shootout against another UAA program, UChicago, in the semis on Thursday. Hoping her team can find a way back into the game. WashU trying to become the first team to repeat as D3 Women's Soccer National Champion since Williams went back-to-back in 2017 and 2018. Reagan Cannon on crutches. Not available, obviously, this weekend, but she has had a fine career and even better in the classroom. The Elite Scholar Athlete Award, which is given to the student athlete with the highest cumulative GPA at the finals for each of the NCAA's championship. The junior from Overland Park, Kansas, a 4.0 student in anthropology.
Really impressive. And on the men's side, it was actually an Emory student, Michael Constant, with a 4.0 in applied mathematics. So absolutely brilliant student athletes competing here this weekend. Congratulations to both Reagan Cannon and Michael Constant.
And doing it at 2 of the best schools in the country as well. So here we go in the second half. I mentioned that 2018 championship for Williams with the East going back-to-back. That year, the only other time that 2 conference rivals have faced off in the women's soccer championship game is Williams got the better of an SCAC rival, Middlebury, on penalties 7 years ago. Now an all-UAA encounter.
Another really good start for Michaela Camp. You saw what she could do in the first half of this game. But again, it's not just the goal scoring for Michaela Camp. She was very good from a defensive standpoint, and she's making good through balls and good passing decisions, which are helping Emory find success on these counterattacks.
We talked to Sue Patberg about that forward line. They all have defensive responsibilities. Camp, Bazzuti, Nimmer, they've got to get back and help their team win the ball, and all 3 seem to relish that role.
Honestly, it's a lot of fun. It's fun to make tackles. It's fun to make those big highlight reel-worthy defensive plays just as much as it is to score goals, and they have all accepted those responsibilities. That's a great pass by Nimmer.
After a great pass to her from Camp, laid in by Asiain and away by WashU. Bears fought from behind against Chicago to force overtime on Thursday. Here's the goal scorer for the Eagles, Madison Tang. Into the corner for Emory Bazzuti to chase after.
You see how much they trust that their teammates are going to make those runs because Bazzuti was behind Tang. She knew she was coming, so she puts the right amount of pace on that ball to set up Bazzuti.
Schmidt puts it in for Camp. Turns at the corner of the box, crosses through. It falls to Asiain, who fans on the chance.
Unlucky for Asiain. She was in the right spot, could have had a good scoring opportunity, particularly to go to the far post. But it just shows you how dangerous Emory is on the attack. They pass the ball so well, and they make the off-ball runs up the sidelines and up the center of the field as well.
WashU in that first half had 57% possession, a stat that surprised us a little bit because there were a couple of names that we didn't call an awful lot who were so integral to the midfield. I'm thinking Sophie Vickovic and Kate Martin in particular.
But it's really a credit to what WashU is able to do, and a couple of names that we did mention a lot were Kira Smizer and Casey Carl, and even though they're on the back line, they did a really good job helping their team maintain possession. Those 2 players just extremely reliable and steady in everything that they do out on the field. Addie Soroka as well.
3 minutes gone by here in the second half. Awaiting our first big scoring chance at either end. This is Addie Soroka. See Ellie Goulding out there, who did not start the game, but did find herself in the 11 for the semifinal. Ehlert slowed down at least for a moment by Riley Miller.
But once again, you see that WashU wants to possess the ball, and that's why you saw those bigger possession numbers for the Bears. It's more their style of play. They possess a lot in the back. And by the back, I mean really close to the midfield line, because that's often where their defensive backs are. They do keep a very high line when they can.
Tang playing it back to Ogilvy. Given away, though, that's Colpitz who wins it. Now it's Clemens, but the offside flag has gone up.
It's unlucky for WashU. They're really looking to get Olivia Clemens going. She was very strong in the opening moments of this game. Extremely dangerous, as you saw in those highlights, really. But for the big save by Sofia Garcia, this game could be level because it was a fantastic, powerful strike by Olivia Clemens, looking to equalize.
We spoke with Jim Conlon about Clemens' fabulous sophomore season. He immediately talked about the upperclassmen, Grace Aylard and Ella Colino in particular, to play on here. It was a risky challenge there with Clemens going down. Nothing more than a corner kick as Ogilvy went to ground.
I will say it was a risky challenge, and we saw Ogilvy have one of these slide tackles in the first half, but you do see on the replay how much ball she got on that, and that is why there was not a whistle. Caitlin Ogilvy, I think she is having a tremendous tournament for Emory.
And found herself back in the starting lineup due to the injury in the quarterfinal game to Jamie Frith. Here's Viskovich taking the third WashU corner of the afternoon. I think that was Ogilvy again who dealt it away. Another chance, though, for Viskovich. Blocks the clearance from Tang. Aylert got a touch. Still not properly clear. And then Colpitz swings it wide.
But WashU doing a good job testing this defense for Emory, getting some quality chances. And again, it is the speed of Olivia Clemens. She is the one that helped advance the ball up the field. She's such a good target, and what I love is how she shields the defender. She can turn so easily. She's very smart with how she uses her body to create space for herself. She knows she's so fast. Very few people can beat her in a foot race.
The Bears pressing again. Viskovich. She'll drive one goalwards. Always going wide as Garcia watches it sail just over her fingertips.
It is a powerful take, though, by Sophie Viskovich, and I love this, that she is starting to assert herself even more in this second half, because that is exactly what the Bears need from her. She came off that phenomenal spring season into this year, and Jim Conlon will tell you she is the one that pulls the strings in the middle. So they need for Sophie Viskovich to assert herself right here.
11 goals, 19 assists in her WashU career. Space for Cami Colpitz to dial up the cross. It's off the head of Clemens, punched by Garcia. Viskovich gets her head to it, just sitting near the penalty spot. Aylert's chance is blocked, and finally Emory clears it out.
Again, good defense by Emory, because WashU is getting a lot of chances, and Goulding is fouled at a very favorable spot here for WashU. But take another look. Coleno getting involved. Viskovich. This is Coleno again. Aylert. And finally, the ball is cleared away. But take a look at Allie Goulding, who gets to the ball, draws the foul. It's going to be a very good chance here for Sophie Viskovich to try to be dangerous.
Hardly a surprise, but the defending champions coming out of the gate strong here in the second half, looking for that game-tying goal. Surely it's not going to come directly from the free kick this far out. Viskovich, well, she tried it. It wasn't a bad look. Dipping shot held onto by Garcia.
If it had been mishandled by Garcia, it would have been a goal. So I don't hate this from Sophie Viskovich. She's being dangerous. It's a low-driven ball, and again, sometimes goalkeepers mishandle those. Sometimes there's enough power on it that it goes under the goalkeeper as the goalkeeper is making a diving play. But I love what we've seen out of Viskovich at the start of this second half, and I know the WashU fans want to see even more.
Well, they are seeing it because she's got the ball again, winds up. That strike takes a deflection. more comfortable this time. But Sofia Garcia, a lot to do in the first 8.5 minutes here of the second period. Now it's Viskovic with a booming header. And Ogilvy does well to keep it away from Clemens.
She continues to be so strong for Emory. She's been under fire in this second half. I love how WashU has come out of the locker room with the attacking mindset. They're looking to get the ball forward. Emory having some trouble at times clearing the ball quickly, and it's giving extra chances to Sophie Viskovic and the Bears.
One-way traffic right now. The throw in for WashU. Clemens still with it. And now the strike from Kaleno. Garcia got a piece. Still loose inside the 6-yard box, and it rolls in. But it's not going to count. The referee has waved it off here. Must have seen some kind of foul inside the box. The Bears so close to tying the game.
Let's take another look here to see what happened, but this is about as close as it gets. And I think maybe the goalkeeper being impeded because there was a player on top of Sofia Garcia, so she couldn't get up, and that may be why the goal was waved off.
I think you're exactly right, and I think that's probably the proper call from Estefania Estrada, but the Bears asking all the questions right now. However, keep in mind, Emory can be absolutely lethal on the counterattack.
I love this start, though, for WashU. It's exactly what the Bears needed to do, and I would expect no less from them. First of all, they're extremely well coached. We knew that Jim Conlon was going to make just a couple of minor little changes, and they're so talented and they're so hungry. One national championship, certainly not enough for them. They know what it feels like, and they are very hungry for another one.
Just saw two first-team All-Americans going toe-to-toe. Davidson wins the foul against Clemens. Big header by
Really good play. Addie Soroka, Casey Carl, Kira Smizer just don't get the credit that I think they deserve. Allie Goulding, a big part of that back line right now as well. It is hard to contain a team like Emory, and we saw WashU do this on Thursday. They did a good job keeping this high line, keeping the ball in their attacking half of the field. All of these defenders for WashU are so good with the ball at their feet. They're very composed. They make really good attacking passes forward. Excellent decision making.
Throw-in coming up for WashU. Can the Bears make all this pressure pay off? Back in for Clemens. Turn by Clemens, creating her own space. And just enough of a tackle there from Riley Miller. And now it comes forward to Michaela Camp.
Miller did so well. I thought she was beat by Clemens, and she still is able to poke that ball loose with fantastic timing.
What a run by Michaela Camp. Now it's on the feet of Nimmer. Nimmer toward the byline, wins a corner kick. Be the first real chance of the second half for the Eagles, who've been back up against it with the wave of WashU pressure.
And I think that's what Nimmer was trying to do there. She didn't really have a player in the box to cross that to, and she didn't have an angle for a shot. So instead she does the next best thing. She wins the corner kick chance for the Eagles.
Sue Pathberg did not utilize her bench a ton in that first half. It was really just Hungness for a few minutes, Woodall for a few more, and a brief cameo for Sophia Cho when Asiain was getting some treatment. He just made two changes here, and one of them, Melina Ramirez, caught that off the corner. Lanthier having trouble with the grab initially, but now the WashU keeper has it in her arms.
Lanthier has not had to do as much as of late, but that was a really needed intervention by the WashU goalkeeper, and we saw that out of her on Thursday, where she did not have to do as much in the second half and overtime periods, but wow, was she phenomenal in the penalty shootout.
Tackle by Nastasi ends the run of Clemens, but the Bears right back in possession. Kaleno away by Nastasi, only as far as Kate Martin.
Right now, Emory's doing a good job with their positioning. They're blocking a lot of passes, good team defense. You see two defenders over, surrounding, swarming the ball. It's very active defensive pressure, and they've needed it because WashU has really been applying the pressure offensively. And this is what they're capable of doing. And Jeremy, you alluded to it earlier that WashU didn't necessarily get their best start to the game on Thursday against the University of Chicago, and we thought they looked like a different team in the second half, and we're seeing more of the same out of the Bears.
Kaleno slots it forward for Kolpitz. Another quarter coming up.
But you can't fault Ogilvie for that. She's doing everything she can with good defensive positioning, and sometimes it just deflects off of you. But Caitlin Ogilvie has been very impressive.
Iris Miser coming up. She produced a good bit of goalkeeping from Garcia. It was not ruled as a shot, but a curling corner in the first half, and she has scored one of those Olympico goals and came against Chicago in a 1-1 draw in the regular season. Back in from Smizer. Garcia going down, but it's cleared away by Emory.
It was a really good defensive play by the Eagles, and it was Melina Ramirez who headed that away because Sofia Garcia had gone down. She was not available to make the stop if that ball had gone inside. So Melina Ramirez coming in off the bench for the Eagles. Take another look. Number 12 in blue. She's going to head that away because, again, Garcia unavailable for the moment as she had collided and was on the ground. That is a clutch defensive play by the sophomore out of Towson, Maryland.
Lots of big minutes in the quarterfinal win against Pomona Pitzer after Frith had gone out and Emory had to shuffle things around. There was an offside decision on the follow-up chance for WashU, but Viskovich called her name more in the first 15 minutes of the second half than we did the entire first half. So heavily involved in the WashU midfield.
Well, it could have been part of the conversation at halftime that she was challenged to get on the ball just a little bit more, because as much as I talked about in the first half about how good things happen when Caitlin Nimmer is on the ball, the same is true for Sophie Viskovich.
Whipped forward by Kolpitz, played away by Ramirez. And the Bears have a throw, and they're going to make some changes here. Monica Park and Heidi Fessler coming back in as Martin and Kaleno check out.
And you have to imagine that the idea is they want Kaleno back for a final push, give her a brief rest, but Ella Kaleno, such a big part of the offense for WashU. Very dangerous from a goal-scoring perspective, and that ball ricocheting around. Credit the Bears. They are creating so many dangerous moments out on the field, really putting the Emory defense under pressure.
Well, now the Eagles, so dangerous at open space. Nimmer leading the charge. That'll go all the way through to Lanthier.
It's so impressive when you see them on the counter and you see 5 blue jerseys just running in line with each other. Everyone on the same page on these counters. They know what works for them, and everyone is so committed and so dialed in to that style of play.
17 minutes into the second half. WashU, all the chances, but still trailing on the scoreboard.
Another great battle between Michelle Davidson and Olivia Clemens.
This is Cami Kolpitz winding one through the 6 out in front of Clemens. Eventually that ball is going to go out of play, and I think it just went behind the corner flag. So yes, it is a goal kick.
Kolpitz now was over on the right side. She is very versatile. We've seen her all over the field for WashU. Now she'll head more to the left side where we are used to seeing her play.
This Bears team has faced some adversity here this weekend, falling behind and trailing for over 50 minutes against UChicago. They had 2 tight battles in the sectional weekend away from home in Grantham, Pennsylvania, 1-0 against MIT in the round of 16. Beat the Falcons of Messiah. Scott Fry's great program at overtime in the quarterfinal.
Look at Nastasi turning on the Jets. She's not going to get to the ball, but that was a really good run forward, and I love that level of effort from her, because a lot of players wouldn't have made the run because they wouldn't have thought they could have gotten there, but that is just the all-out effort from Jessica Nastasi.
Monica Morales-Martinez back on the field for WashU. Got the start today after playing so well off the bench against the Maroons.
Don't forget, she made one of the penalty kicks when we got into the second round of penalty kicks. The first 10 players took opportunities, and we were still tied. So 4 players had to go back through the cycle, including Monica Morales-Martinez, who missed her first, but she came up clutch with her second.
Again, a 14-round shootout to survive another UAA rival, 10-9. Ailing made hers in the 14th, and then the big save from Cassidy Lanthier against Indira Naylor of UChicago. That's how the Bears arrived here. Emory convincing on the scoreline, even though they were locked into a big battle with Tufts, won 3-0. And it's the Eagles in front midway through the first half. Madison Tang had a banger against Tufts, and another excellent goal here off the assist from Caitlin Nimmer. That's separating these two teams. WashU has been the aggressor here in the second half.
They've had a lot of the time of possession, a lot of the ball in their offensive third of the field, but this is what they have to be afraid of. When that ball crosses the midfield line and Michaela Camp, Madison Tang, Caitlin Nimmer, and Emily Woodall are looking to run.
It was Woodall who came back in place of Bazzuti, the early changes. Now back for Soroka, who leaves it for Casey Carl. 25 minutes to go. And there's the danger. Camp could have taken it. She'll leave it for Nimmer. Caitlin Nimmer from a long way out, and Carl got her body in the way.
It was a good recovery by Casey Carl after the miscue on the back line for WashU. But again, that's the composure of Casey Carl. She is so reliable.
Build up looking promising for a moment there for WashU, but then blasted away by Michelle Davidson.
And that was a whole lot of Madison Tang coming forward to make the tackle. She's a great two-way midfielder, offensively and defensively. Not surprising they have her listed as a midfielder and defender on the roster. She takes those defensive responsibilities very seriously.
Clearance this time from Ogilvie, and Michaela Camp has been released here. 2v2 with Nimmer. Pointed to where she wanted it, and Camp just put it a little bit behind that spot.
That would have been pretty if they were able to connect. That is just what those two players do. They are both so exceptional on the ball. They're great passers. They're great finishers. Starting to get very physical. You see players using their bodies to hold their opponents off the ball. But I think for WashU, they're starting to feel like time is of the essence now. They're really trying to get something going. Piskovich wanted the ball back, but they just didn't find her.
This is around the stage of the semifinal where they did tie things up against Chicago. Certainly have had all kinds of opportunities in this second half. Garcia up to 5 saves now. Had the goal disallowed for a foul against Garcia inside the 6. Clemens dropping back for a touch in the midfield, and the run forward, and leaves it for Morales-Martinez, and it's the freshman equalizing for WashU here in the championship game.
We told you she was a special player, and while she has not left as big of an imprint today, up until this moment, Monica Morales-Martinez has all the makings of being the next special player for WashU. But give a lot of credit to Olivia Clemens here, because she drew so much of the defensive attention, including Michelle Davidson, because she is so dangerous. Take a look, Olivia Clemens, the great run by Morales-Martinez. What a strike by the first year. That is a sophomore and a freshman for the Bears. Morales-Martinez is having herself an NCAA tournament.
Gets the goal this time. Her delivery off of the Chicago goalie, Sophia Sasaki, off the crossbar, led to the follow-up for Ella Caleno and the match tire on Thursday. And now it's Morales-Martinez, just the second goal of her young career. There's the evolution to an Olivia Clemens game. Just a goal scorer as a freshman. Now, she did that a bunch and was the UAA Rookie and Offensive Player of the Year.
But this is what you have to understand about WashU. You know, for a lot of teams, they would have felt like their backs were against the wall, and they really would have started pushing and pressing and making mistakes because they're trying to do too much. But that is not what WashU does. They're so disciplined. They're so confident in their ability to score if they just continue to do things their way and they just continue to do things the right way. They know that good things will come because they understand the personnel that they have out on the field. And we have watched them do this twice now, on Thursday and today. They don't get rattled. They just stick with the game plan. They trust, they believe, and they succeed.
Is there a counter punch from Emory now? Because the Eagles have not had a whole lot of the ball and haven't really threatened the WashU goal much at all in this second half.
But we've seen how quickly they can turn a game on a dime with their pace. If Michaela Camp can get a run out on the field, Caitlin Nimmer, Madison Tang.
Settled here by Colpitz. Drops it off for Carl. That goal coming almost exactly at the midway point of the second half. So now all to play for with the national championship on the line, 1-1. Just over 21 minutes to go. There's Ehlert into space for Maddie Foley. Foley, Ashmid for company, goes early looking for Fessler. Went down pretty easily in the box as Davidson wins the ball.
I think the official thought there was not very much contact there, despite the protest of the WashU fans.
Cami Colpitz, oh my! WashU has the lead. And it's another young player with the delivery. The sophomore Cami Colpitz makes it 2-1.
And this is what's so special about WashU. You talk so much about Olivia Clemens. You talk so much about Grace Ehlert. Those are not the players that have scored the goals in this Final Four. What a strike by Cami Colpitz. And what about the mental toughness of Cami Colpitz, who does not get the start today? She is one of the players that is not in the starting lineup after starting on Thursday. And then she comes out and delivers the go-ahead goal right now for WashU. Her evolution is just something young players have to understand, that she started her career on the bench. She's had to work so hard to be on the field for moments like this. But she has embraced her assignment. She has grown. She has put in the work, and she has put herself in a position to score a goal like that, to put her team in the lead in the NCAA final. Let's take another look here, and you see nothing nefarious there. That is just unfortunate in soccer that happens sometime. Katie Hungness, hope this is nothing serious. Sometimes you get a bloody nose when that happens, so you have to leave the field. And there are also concussion protocol implications that have to be looked at, which are just such important considerations. You do not want to take any chances when a player takes a ball to the face like that. Hope this is nothing serious for Katie Hungness, because she has been such a big part of what Emory is doing, and just wish her all the best.
Maybe a chance during the stoppage for Sue Patberg's team to regroup. Just a couple of minutes ago, Monica, they had the lead, and the back-to-back strikes for Monica Morales-Martinez and Cami Colpitz have turned this game around.
And it was a wonder strike by Cami Colpitz. It was really good on the delivery off her right foot. And as we talked about, Cami Colpitz, she's all over the field. She had cut in just a little bit to take that strike. And for Colpitz, you know, we've talked about how hard she's had to work. That is her 9th goal of the year. It's not like it's surprising that Cami Colpitz would score that goal, but I think what is so important for people to understand is all the hard work. It has not been easy for her. It has not been handed to her. She has put in the work to achieve everything that she's doing. She had the goal against MIT in the Sweet 16. She is just becoming such a critical piece to the puzzle for WashU. And when you think about the players on the roster, that really is saying a lot with all the talent.
Now it's Fessler's turn. Through ball from Foley. That shot took a weird deflection. Ends up in the side netting. It'll be a corner kick. Colpitts, we watched her score a great goal. Championship weekend last year, fought over the win against Christopher Newport in the semifinals. Looking to go back-to-back. First time that would have happened in D3 women's soccer since Williams in 2017 and 2018. Substitution coming in. Clemens got a little bit of a break back out there for the last 20 minutes as Viskovic sets up the corner. Lofting that right toward the top of the 6. Cleared out by Madison Tang. Camp running after it. Allie Golding has to clean up with some help from Lanthier.
And Emory just trying to get the ball into their attacking third. It has been so much time of possession. As much of the possession as WashU had in the first half, feels like they've had even more in the second half, and they've had many more dangerous opportunities, the set pieces, the corner kicks. They're just dictating a lot of the game. And of course, with Olivia Clemens back out and everything that she can do.
Here she goes again. Clemens leaves it off for Foley. Plenty of players to aim for Maddie Foley. Low cross toward the top of the 6, and it is steered wide. It was Colpitts again. Just about made it a second straight goal.
Again, she is everywhere on the field right now. Look at Olivia Clemens. Just the ball, an extension of her foot as she hands off to Maddie Foley. Foley stops it, looks for the crossing play. Colpitts did well to get on the ball there. What a day it's been for Cami Colpitts.
Back on her feet. This time the layoff for Viskovic. Clemens trying to take that extra touch, and it's poked away by Nastasi. Quickly won back by Casey Carl. Bears have just found an extra gear here, a team that is unbeaten in 48 straight contests, 43-0-5 officially since losing on this field to Cal Lutheran in the championship game in 2023. They have trailed in both games this weekend. They won on penalties against Chicago, and the goals from Morales Martinez and Colpitts coming less than 2 minutes apart in the second half. Clemens has a go that swerves away from Sofia Garcia's goal.
It is a really good point, though, that one of the biggest storylines of this NCAA tournament Final Four to date has been the mental toughness of WashU, because it's hard to do when you know the quality of opponents that you're facing. To be down a goal, there's so much on the line. You're putting so much pressure on yourself. Again, a lot of teams fall apart. They press, they make mistakes, they go away from the things that have been working well and that have gotten them to this moment. But we have not seen that from WashU. They have not deviated from their mentality. They haven't necessarily had as strong of starts as I think Jim Conlon might have wanted them to have, but they have been able to snap back into it, to really regain that mental composure. That's one reason they're just an extremely tough out, because WashU is so mentally tough.
Coach Conlon told us at this time of year, you know something's going to go wrong. You have two great teams on the field. There's going to be some adversity, and boy, have the Bears show that resilience in Salem this weekend. Still work to do. And Emory, with its team speed, with its ability to strike on the counter, they just need that one little glimpse of goal to maybe get back in this thing.
And they can do it. We've seen that from Emory. Think about the second half that they put together against Tufts, which is an extraordinarily good and well-coached team. This is a good run here by Bazzuti.
Can she continue it? Carl, I guess, got enough of the ball there for a play on. The Emory fans hoping for the whistle. Falls to Riley Miller. Got a handball, though, I think against Asiayin. So WashU will get the free kick here in the 75th minute.
Critical here for WashU. Just a chance to run a little time off the clock and to get the ball back into their offensive third.
Bizzuti does well to keep it alive, gets it on to Nimmer. Quick flick for Camp, and an even better play by Casey Carl. Forward by Smizer, that's off of Ogilvie. And eventually out off the head of Riley Miller. More changes coming in. 3 subs, in fact, for WashU, and 1 for Emory. Michelle Davidson had checked out of the game. She's going to come back and play up top now for the Eagles as Coach Pat Berg shuffles things around.
But meanwhile, Jim Conlon is bringing Addie Soroka, Ella Kaleno, and Grace Ehlert back out onto the field. Are you kidding me? It is a national championship final game, and he's bringing those players back in off the bench.
Lemons tumbling down. WashU keeps the ball. Colpitz, who stands to have the winning goal here in the championship. She'll win a corner this time.
Wow, Cami Colpitz, what a second half she is having. We talked a lot about her on Thursday. We thought she was very solid over on the left side. There was a lot of action over on the left side, and she was a big part of it. But she has just upped her level of play even more. And I think for a player like Colpitz, too, this is just going to give her even more confidence to build off of as she continues in her career, because the future is so very bright for Cami Colpitz.
Final 14 minutes at Kerr Stadium. Corner kick for Viskovich. Plays it short here, and Smizer drives that one through, and it lands on the top of the goal.
It was well struck by Kira Smizer. We've told you she has quite a foot. I love that design play by WashU, and if it had just been just a tiny bit lower, it would have been a goal for Kira Smizer. Take a look at this strike off the left foot of Smizer.
Bears waste no time in getting the ball back and winning a free kick. They have kept their foot on the gas the entire second half. It paid off with those rapid-fire strikes from Morales, Martinez, and Colpitz to give the defending champs the lead.
But again, for Monica Morales Martinez, it's just her second goal of the year. She's not a player that you necessarily think is going to provide that type of offense, a goal and an assist coming in. She's racked up another goal and an assist in this tournament.
Viskovich has a strike off of the set piece. Didn't work out that time, but she's been a big factor in WashU's resurgence here in the second half.
This is what's so fun, too, about college soccer. If you follow it, you watch these first years, and they come in, and you start to see that progression from where they were at the beginning of the season to where they are now if they're still playing. And it is fun to watch that development, how far they come, how much more physical their game becomes, the decision-making, the understanding. It is one of my favorite parts of following this game.
I think Olivia Clemens is a good case in point. She scores 22 goals as a freshman. You think, how can she get better? But she looks like a more well-rounded player this year.
She is, and that's a big piece of it. A lot of players come into the college game and they have one thing that they do really well, but you watch them over the evolution of their career, and by the time they graduate, they have 6 or 7 things that they do at an extremely high level. And it's a credit to these coaching staffs. They do such a good job. It's a very hard job because you're balancing your own personnel, you're balancing scouting reports and preparation and travel and so many different things. But in talking with these coaches through the week and at the press conferences, you can see how much pride they take in what they're able to do with these young student athletes.
Colpitz back up for Clemens. Ends up falling to Kaleno. Viskovich moving away from goal. I do want to push back about one thing that you just said. I think Olivia Clemens had more than one thing that she did well last year, but the point is well taken. You see the progression.
It was a general thing about all first years.
Certainly see the improvement from year 1 to year 2 when it, at least on paper, didn't seem like she could get better. That is the program that Jim Conlon runs. You can say the same for Sue Patberg, for Amy Reifert at Chicago, for Martha Whiting at Tufts. And the theme that we kept coming back to, and certainly all 3 UAA coaches know each other very well, but so much respect and admiration across the board for the other head coaches that these folks would be competing against this weekend. 10.5 minutes left, 2-1. Right now it's Coach Conlon's team on the verge of a second straight national title. They won back in 2016 as well. They knocked off Messiah on penalties here in Salem.
I was just getting ready to comment about whether WashU would start trying to manage this game a little bit from a timing perspective, but they commit the foul here to give a chance for Madison Tang. We know how dangerous her foot is. This could be a good, dangerous ball where she could find a teammate.
And Emory makes something happen off the set piece. Punch by Lanthier. Smizer got it partially away. Tracked down by Michaela Camp. But then Smizer just steps in and makes a very tricky bit of defending look easy.
She's so good. What a game it has been. Kira Smizer and Casey Carr, we've talked about them a lot. They've been under pressure on their side of the field. They have done exceptionally well. Casey Carl, I think every side of the field is her side of the field. She's absolutely everywhere. But as impressive as the goals have been from Morales-Martinez and Colpitz, the reason that the scoreline looks like it does is because of this back line for WashU.
Riley Miller wins it, trying to get it on to Camp, and again, Smizer is there. Eagles looking for a big push down the stretch. They have not created a lot here in the second half. It's been a great showing by the Bears. And that skips away from Nimmer. The ball from Claudia Schmidt.
That is unlucky. Poor Nimmer, who's been now over on the left side. Michaela Camp is more over towards the right side. So that's a little bit of an adjustment that Sue Patberg has made for the Eagles.
Sienna Elder, the freshman, on the back line for Emory, as they've been playing Davidson in an advanced position down the stretch. Speaking of Davidson, Haylor got the tackle, but it falls to Tang.
She's so talented. It's not every day that you see a center back in college soccer who then goes up and plays forward, but she's extremely talented, extremely capable.
Smizer yet again wins the ball 1v1 against Camp. And it's out for Bears throw-in at midfield inside 8 minutes to go.
WashU just looking to hold on here. Emory hoping to find a little more magic with their counterattack. Credit to WashU. They have not allowed very many of those counterattacks in this second half. They have tightened things up defensively. They have made it very difficult, and it's because of their smothering possession. They've had the ball so much that it has limited what Emory has been able to do, and WashU hasn't committed a lot of those costly turnovers that result in runouts where the Eagles like to capitalize.
Madison Tang gets it out to Schmidt. Morales-Martinez taking it away. And then into space for Clemens to chase after Garcia, way off her line. Does enough.
It looked like she might have come up a little wonky with her leg, but a good recovery by Garcia. But that's the amount of pressure that Olivia Clemens can put you under.
Smizer is putting on a masterclass at left back here in the second half. Contending with the red-hot goal scorer Michaela Camp. Throw in for Emory. Time running out on the Eagles.
I agree. I know we've talked about her a lot because to me she's been one of the biggest standouts of this game. I do not think she gets enough credit and attention for what she does. I think she is an exceptionally good player.
Now Clemens another chance to run it. An Emory backline that's missing Davidson right now, playing in a different position. But Elder and Ogilvie combined to win the ball.
I love how there's two defensive players back, and Olivia Clemens just looks to run right through them. She has so much faith in her abilities, and she absolutely should have that faith in her abilities. She is fearless. She is dynamic.
And here she is. Can she finish off the game? Yes, she can. Olivia Clemens delivering from the top of the box, and it's 3-1 with under 6 minutes left.
A little bit of a knockout punch there, and you could see the smile on the face of Olivia Clemens when she was able to deliver on this shot. It is a tremendous goal from a very special player. And what I love so much about this goal is Olivia Clemens has worked so hard in this game, and she doesn't necessarily have the stat line that reflects that. But Olivia Clemens, we were just talking about, it does not matter that there's defenders back. She had a little bit more space and time to operate. And if you give Olivia Clemens space and time, she's going to deliver time and time again.
We have a stoppage here. Perhaps an injury of some sort that's being attended to, or there might be an issue in the stands. So the teams have been called over to the bench. 5:58 to go. Olivia Clemens already with 40 goals in her career. As great as Grace Ehlert has been for 4 seasons, Clemens has matched her senior teammate in 2, and that is her 8th career NCAA tournament goal, Monica, her 12th game in the playoffs.
It has been such an impressive career so far, and there's so much more to come for Olivia Clemens. And what I love so much about her is that evolution that we've talked about. She's just not the type of player, she's not the type of person who would rest on her laurels. Everything that she did last year, she was looking to build on it and to do even more. And if you talk to Jim Conlon, he will tell you that she's had some great teammates around her who have really poured into her and invested. And that's, again, another one of the beauties of college soccer is your teammates and the family that you create on these teams.
We do have a video review. That is the reason for the stoppage. So I'm not sure exactly what they're looking at here, but potentially could be determining whether or not this goal will stand. We think it will. It's 3-1 with 5:58 to go, but our referee Estefania Estrada taking a look at something. It's the delay here late in this national championship game.
So we'll have to see what it is that they're taking a look at, because I don't think there was an offsides concern. I don't think there was any type of foul concern. But a good look there at Olivia Clemens. What a big part she has been of everything WashU has done today, getting the start.
So here is the decision. No goal, offside on WashU. So there's a lifeline for Emory here. Take away that 40th career goal for Olivia Clemens. And it's 2-1 with 5:58 to go.
So we'll see if we can get another look at this, because I was not thinking offsides and I did not see a flag, Jeremy, but I guess in all the celebration, but the official clearly seeing that on the review. But Olivia Clemens hungry.
Going right back to work here is Clemens. That strike came off the leg of Elder. Makes it routine for Garcia. So the window hasn't been shut completely on the number 2 team in the country, which had the lead for a long, long time in this game. That goal for Madison Tang midway through the first half, up 1-0 until a stunning equalizer from Monica Morales-Martinez. WashU did not have to wait long for the go-ahead. It came 2 minutes later, courtesy of Cami Colpitz.
And again, as we've been talking about, what has been so special for WashU in this tournament is it's been the balance in the offense for the Bears. Different players stepping up and contributing, finding the back of the net. When you think about all the attention that Clemens draws, you think about all the attention that Grace Ehlert draws, and even Ella Caleno, even though she was the one that scored the goal in the semifinals. When you have a player like Colpitz step up, she is someone that might have those openings. And you have Morales-Martinez as well, who came into this tournament with a goal and an assist. And after this weekend, she has another of both.
Involved in both equalizers. The strike off the goalie, off the crossbar, that led to the Ella Caleno finish on Thursday. A game-tying goal from a Clemens assist here today. 4:15 separating WashU from a second straight title. There is Caleno. Miller wins it back. Played out away from Nimmer. Morales-Martinez just poking that back across the touchline.
Nimmer looking for options, and I think for Emory, they're going to have to try to get something going here. It's just unlucky for the Eagles.
Clemens back into the open field, looking to zigzag her way through. Clemens still going. Heavy touch toward the end there allows Garcia to claim it.
But another really good effort by Olivia Clemens. She is just tireless out on the field. It is so impressive how she keeps her composure under all of the defensive attention that she is drawing.
We're being told from the truck that they're puzzled as to the offside call. They did not see an angle looking through all the replays that would have warranted the decision. That would have iced the cake for WashU. Still have the lead. Now we're into the 88th minute. Now or never for Emory.
Eagles are going to have to hurry. They want to keep the ball in their attacking third of the field. They don't want to give WashU opportunities to run this clock just a little more or to potentially expand the lead.
Looks like the game plan right now is for WashU to launch it forward and let Clemens just run at the defense. Taken off the ball that time by Ogilvie.
Well, this is something that WashU is familiar and comfortable with doing. Pushing those numbers back, but keeping Clemens up top. They know that she's very comfortable swarmed by 2 to 3 defenders. She's very capable with the ball at her feet. As much as she can help shorten this game with her technical ability and speed, that is what they're trying to do.
Launched up by Smizer, just aiming for number 9. A little bit of support this time through Ehlert. Emory's going to have to get this right. Kaleno's involved on the play as well. Garcia, good with the ball at her feet, but just has to clear that out, and WashU can get just a little bit closer to the finish line.
And it gives them a little time here. They don't want to get whistled for delay of game, but they're going to just let a few extra seconds elapse. Time is on their side. They're going to manage the clock.
Corner flag time perhaps for Clemens. Has a lot of Navy jerseys for company. Throw in going back to Emory, but we are entering the 90th minute. And the Eagles generate one more chance. It's off the head of Morales Martinez. Popped up by Schmidt. Forward by Soroka. 45 seconds left.
But again, Emory's going to have to hurry. They don't have a lot of time here.
And WashU has had things pretty well covered in the back most of this second half. Nimmer, that'll be into the 18 for Lanthier together. Under half a minute remaining.
You have to imagine Lanthier is going to put a lot of distance between the ball and herself. Try to allow her teammates to go to work to hold on.
Iskovich long, Clemens under 10 seconds left. Clemens through the 6 it goes. Nothing comes to that, but it won't matter. And the Bears come back to go back-to-back. WashU repeats as national champions.
What an impressive performance by the Bears, going down early after the Madison Tang goal. Did not have as many quality chances as they wanted in the first half. They looked like a different team in the second half of this game. Monica Morales Martinez coming up huge, and a little insurance courtesy of Cammie Colpitz, who was fantastic in the second half, as was Olivia Clemens. I think the balance of WashU was the storyline, but you cannot describe what we just saw without giving so much praise to Casey Carl and Kira Smizer. Their ability to lock down things defensively, I think they could be the biggest storyline, because this Emory team, we've seen how good they are. Hats off to Sue Patberg and her club. They are so dangerous, but the WashU defense came prepared.
Eagles barely had a sniff of goal in the second half. As great as those players up top are, Nimmer and Camp and Bazzuti, certainly have seen what Tang can do out of the midfield with the 2 great goals that she scored this weekend. But it's WashU extending the streak 21-0-3 They are now 44-0-5 across the last 2 seasons. Second straight title and third in program history. When we talk to Jim Conlon, you see the heartbreak for Emory coming so close. Just the second title game appearance in school history. Talk to Coach Conlon. He wanted to emphasize they were not trying to defend or repeat. They were trying to win the 2025 national championship. They lost some key pieces. Sydney Connor, the All-American goalie, who of course is on the coaching staff now. Allie Hackett, an All-American in the WashU defense. But some different personnel, some different combinations, yet the end result is the same.
It is, and I think even though you do have a lot of experienced players returning from that team, they're very different players, as we've talked about. They've evolved their game. They've grown. I do think having that experience, winning the national championship, really helps with your development, and they came back ready to defend, and this is a great team win for WashU. But again, I want to say hats off to Emory. I think they put together a fantastic run in this NCAA tournament. They have so many special players out on the field. Caitlin Nimmer, the first team All-American, and Michelle Davidson. What a career for Michelle Davidson.
Two-time UAA Defensive Player of the Year. They will get one more season out of Nimmer, 2 more out of camp, among others on this Eagle roster. I won't say the name on the air because I'm not authorized to quote, but another Division III coach who has won a national championship, who played Emory in the regular season, said they were the best Division III team he has ever seen. When the Eagles were on, and we certainly saw that in the first half today, in the second half against Tufts in the semifinal, they were an awfully, awfully good soccer team. They come up just short of what would have been their first ever national championship in soccer.
But again, I could not be more impressed with what they do. They have a very distinctive style. It's hard to prepare to play against them because you just can't simulate the swarming speed, the pacey counterattacks that we saw on the weekend, and then their defense as well. We've talked a lot about the WashU defense, but I think what we saw out of Michelle Davidson, Jessica Nastasi, Claudia Schmidt, Riley Miller, their defense is also one that you really have to give a lot of credit to, along with Sofia Garcia. She made some early interventions in this game that helped keep it very close.
But it is WashU that emerges with the trophy here. It is hard to get to this stage. It is even more difficult to win a national title, but to do that 2 years in a row, and we know how good the field is in Division III women's soccer. The teams that you and I have seen calling these games together the last few seasons, from Johns Hopkins in 2022, Cal Lutheran's great run in 23, the Bears getting it done out in Las Vegas last year, and 4 elite squads converging on Kerr Stadium this weekend, and yet the Bears find a way to get it done.
And I think they owe a lot of credit to their UAA fellow schools because they had some great preparation coming into this event. They play some of the toughest teams in the country. They were ready to go. But I think at the end of the day, if you had to point to one thing that is the reason why they're hoisting the trophy, it's the mental toughness. Again, you keep going back to the fact that in both games this weekend, they were down a goal. And it was looking like the other team had the momentum. And somehow, some way, WashU finds a way to equalize, and they find a way to win. It was not easy on Thursday, going to 14 rounds of penalty kicks. And any coach in soccer will tell you that game could have gone either way. When it comes down to penalties, it is the smallest of margins. But WashU guts it out. Cassidy Lanthier, Jaden Ailing, who after the start today didn't see as much of her, but you have to have players on your roster with that mental toughness who can deliver.
And how about the goals that tied it and won it for WashU, for Monica Morales-Martinez and from Cami Colpitz?
And again, that's a first year and a sophomore that have scored those goals. So while WashU will lose some important pieces to the puzzle to graduation, the future is extremely bright. And for Jim Conlon, it's a good recruiting tool to be able to point to 2 national championships.
We remind you to stick around for the presentation of the championship trophy and the announcement of the all-tournament team. We will say so long from upstairs for Monica Moore and our outstanding crew. I'm Jeremy Franklin. WashU, the 2025 NCAA Division III women's soccer champions, as the Bears beat Emory 2-1 here in the title game.
Sir Russell looking for a walk.
Fans, your attention please. It is our pleasure to begin the award ceremony for the 2025 NCAA Division III Women's Soccer Championship. First, let's congratulate both teams on their outstanding achievements. We also want to thank our host, Roanoke College, the City of Salem, and the Old Dominion Athletic Conference for their partnership, commitment, and success in hosting this national championship event. Presenting the awards is NCAA committee member Steph Smurl and other members of the NCAA Women's Soccer Committee. And now we will present the 2025 NCAA Division III Women's Soccer All-Tournament Team. If your name is called, please come forward and stay in the center for an all-tournament team photo once the whole team has been announced. At midfield from UChicago, junior, number 8, Lucy Harrison Caldwell. At midfield from UChicago, sophomore, number 25, Indira Naylor. At midfield from Tufts, junior, number 11, Emily Nicholas. At forward from Tufts, senior, number 13, Anna Griffin. At midfield from Emory, senior, number 2, Madison Ting. At forward from Emory, sophomore, number 13, Michaela Camp. At midfield from WashU, junior, number 2, Sophie Viskovich. At forward from WashU, sophomore, number 12, Kimmy Kulpitz. At midfield from WashU, first year, number 25, Monica Morales Martinez. From WashU, sophomore goalkeeper, number 33, Cassidy Lanthier. And the 2025 most outstanding defensive player is, from Emory, senior, number 5, Michelle Davidson. And the 2025 most outstanding offensive player is, from WashU, number 9, Olivia Clemens. Fans, let's hear it for your 2025 All-Tournament Team. Now, let's recognize the runner-up team in this year's NCAA Division III Women's Soccer Championship, finishing with a record of 21-2-1, the Emory Eagles. Will the following individuals please come forward to receive your awards or be recognized? Number 0, Rachel Carr. Number 1, Sophia Garcia. Number 2, Madison Ting. Number 5, Michelle Davidson. Number 6, Sienna Elder. Number 7, Katie Hugness. Number 9, Caitlin Ogilvie. Number 10, Emory Bazzuti. Number 12, Melina Ramirez. Number 13, Michaela Camp. Number 14, Sophia Asiain. Number 15, Claudia Schmidt. Number 16, Caitlin Nimmer. Number 17, Jessica Nastasi. Number 19, Sophia Cho. Number 20, Nikki Grosso. Number 21, Caroline Gibert. Number 22, Riley Miller. Number 23, Alexandra Burgess Wyatt. Number 27, Samantha Lim. Number 28, Emily Woodall. Number 29, Zia Tomlin. Number 31, Tatum Janicic. Number 33, Allie White. Number 0, Lila Gary. Number 3, Stella Gull. Number 8, Leah Wang. Number 11, Emma Bernstein. Number 18, Marley Alterac. Number 24, Amelia Doherty. Number 25, Liliana Laurier. Number 26, Ainsley McCaffrey. Number 30, Jamie Frith. Number 32, Lena Denis. Assistant coach, Kat Whitehall. Assistant coach, Lindsay Cobb. Assistant coach, Lauren Burke. Athletic trainer, Allie Fox. Head coach, Sue Patberg. And now, will head coach Sue Patberg and the Eagles please come forward to accept your trophy. Congratulations to Emory University on a fantastic season. Fans, let's give all of these outstanding student athletes, coaches, and staff a round of applause. And now, the 2025 and back-to-back NCAA Division III Women's Soccer National Champions, finishing with a record of 21-0-3, the Washington University Bears. Will the following individuals please come forward to receive your awards or be recognized? Number 2, Sophie Viskovich. Number 3, Allie Goulding. Number 4, Annika Park. Number 5, Kerrigan Furland. Number 6, Kira Smizer. Number 7, Alexandra Kirilak. Number 9, Olivia Clemens. Number 10, Maddie Foley. Number 11, Ella Coreno. Number 12, Cami Kilpitz. Number 13, Marley Kirinchak. Number 15, Jaden Ailing. Number 17, Ridley Newton. Number 18, Anna Rosato. Number 20, Heidi Fessler. Number 21, Casey Carl. Number 22, Addie Soroka. Number 25, Monica Morales Martinez. Number 26, Julia Muller. Number 28, Grace Ehlert. Number 30, Noelle Dolan. Number 33, Cassidy Lanphier. Number 34, Kate Martin. Number 99, Susie Green. Number 0, Charlotte Shapiro. Number 1, Heidi Schultz. Number 8, Reagan Cannon. Number 14, Lauren Simon. Number 19, Maya Stevenson. Number 23, Chandler Davey. Number 24, Alexandra Weinmeister. Number 27, Sophia Smith. Number 29, Grace Lynch. Assistant coach, Taylor Emming. Assistant coach, Amanda Kessler. Assistant coach, Sid Connor. Trainer, Sam Street. And head coach, Jim Conlin. And now, will head coach Jim Conlin and the Bears please come forward to accept your national championship trophy? Ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 national champions, the Washington University Bears. Institutions, Bruno College, the City of Salem, and the Emory Athletic Conference, we thank you for your attendance at the 2025 NCAA Division III Women's Soccer Championship. Boys represent Capital University and historic Cruz Stadium will host next year's Division Championship December 3rd through 6th in Columbus, Ohio. Once again, congratulations to our champions, the Washington University Bears, and the